Good evening, April 26th, 2023, and welcome to the shit show. When I say the shit show, I mean the Walton County Board of County Commissioners meeting. If you haven't watched it and you're a follower of this local issues, this is a must watch show. A little update on the Alan Osborne show before I get into that. That's just consuming my mind. From my last show, turned out that old Tony Valley's rumor he's passed around. That's the second bad rumor he's put around Tony. I don't know why. Why don't you come on the show as a guest? We'll talk about it, Tony. First he said it was Suzanne Harris stole the beach from the Funiac Springs people. And now he said this. I think the reason he said this about the Maxwell case is they wanted to make people think it was dismissed. And maybe Amy Hevlin, so she would say, oh, crap, we better vote Barker in. What we're looking at him wrong. No, Amy, you were looking at him right. It's time to make an advertisement for a full-time city manager. Send Barker back to the part-time cheese hill. Anyway, so that's up there on that. Supposedly, here's the naked woman will fire the county attorney lawsuit. The boots is all in the middle of that crap, and we all know that. But the Maxwell case is not off the table right now. And supposedly they've not even made her an offer and it's in depositions. That is the update as far as I know. If it's not, Heather, give me a call and tell me what it is. You can write the Alan Osborne show too and we'll just tell the truth for you. But getting to the main event today is the BCC meeting yesterday. Holy cow. I don't even know where to start. We've been trying to hire a county administrator. Let's see how we got there. So we don't have a permanent county attorney. We have an interim, and we have an interim administrator who never would have gotten the job, but he's an ex-cop. That's the common theme around here. But it's clear something has been up. Supposedly they hired an outside company. You started off with Donna makes the motion, and then you can tell it's not well liked that that's not the way they wanted it to go down. Now, you see this, when you watch this video, you need to watch the interaction with Clay and Tony Corman and the facial expressions that go on. If you really want to tell the tale, Donna even tries to handle them with kid gloves and they push her enough where she can't. Don't worry, the truth is okay, Donna. You just throw it out there and let it sit, and I'll get into that. So when y'all watch that show, make sure that Clay and Tony Corman see the wheels coming off the plant. And don't get anybody wrong. Mark Martin, what Donna John says, we should put her to a lie detector test because I believe she'll pass it. I believe that's what Mark Martin has said to her. And I believe insiders told Mark Martin he had the job. And if that's true, and there was an orchestration by this outside company, because Danny and Boo say, we hired an outside company, but we don't know what the parameters were. We don't know who's involved. We don't know who had influence on them. We don't know what they were told. Supposedly there's 46 candidates they came up with, and we got down to 2. And Martin's only been go look at Martin's resume real close. He's been the city manager in Freeport since 2022, and then he was appointed into the council one time. This is a politician turned administrator. He really does not have the experience. If you had less than 1 year's experience in a job of that proportion, nobody that was taking application for a job above that one at a larger level would think you were experienced at less than 1 year, but somehow they've made it through this professional organization. Who oversaw that shit? Clay, the interim? Something stunk about the whole thing. And Boots didn't get some things. Here's some things that Boots didn't get. Boots didn't get it. And he still doesn't understand the sunshine law. Donna got forced into position. She had to tell him that Mark Martin basically told her that this is all a charade and I know what's going to happen. Y'all going to get a guy, he'll get kicked out, and I'm going to slide in there, and there we go. Look, the county, look, y'all look awful. I tell you what, Tony Anderson was a voice of reason a couple times a day. Damn, I hate telling you that, Tony. Shit. Tony had to tell him that, some of the stuff they were looking at, Danny right away wanted to put it. Danny wants a local. Danny wants Clay. So think about this. They can't find a county attorney, but we've hired an attorney from the state attorney's office, but nobody offered to have him replace Clay. So how'd that process go? Did Clay oversee it? Wouldn't we want the permanent attorney to pick all the junior attorneys instead of Clay has now picked all the staff attorneys? We don't know how that happened either. Maybe ask Scott Brandon, legislative liaison, Trey's aide. How did that process go? Danny, does that violate the grand jury? But here's what, Boots, here's what you still don't get. Boots got pissed off that Donna had not told her and Danny what Martin told her. Guess what? She can't. Boots, I know y'all all do it. You just get Clay or somebody else to be the go-between while y'all break the sunshine law. But Donna's sitting there telling you, I don't do that. And Boots is mad about it. I can't believe you didn't tell us. Well, I'll tell you right here. No, we don't want to be told right here. Well, then you be breaking the sunshine law. There's not a current lawsuit. You can't have an executive session. What the hell, Boots? Are you that dumb? Are you? Danny knows it's a losing battle, and you see all the stuff in the background jumping around like fleas. Something is wrong. And here's another thing that comes out in the meeting from my notes. Donna says neither one or two were her picks, not Martin or the other guy. And I think they've ended up going into negotiations with the other guy. And Tony says me neither. And Booth says he wasn't his pick. So if there's three people on the board and Barker's votes didn't count, who picked these guys as 1 and 2? And what was the experience cut off? Because number 2 is a cop. He went to school to be a cop, criminology. He worked in cop type jobs. We're not hiring a cop. And why was he hanging around with Danny and Barker and all these places? If Danny didn't care, why was Danny at election sites with him? Why was Barker acting like he knew, or excuse me, why was Martin acting like he knew he had the job? Otherwise, the Freeport city manager would have no business at the Virginia Springs election. He ain't got a dog in the fight unless he thinks he's going to be the county administrator. Some of this shit don't make sense, does it? It smells bad too, you know? And so we get back to that. So this looks terrible. Danny and Boots don't understand the sunshine law. And I hope to gosh, this guy that I think is getting offered the job, I hope he gets it. And I hope he wears his body on because they're coming after this dude. This dude's coming in here and Danny don't want him, Clay don't want him, and none of the good old boys don't want him. And he'll be dealing with an attorney he can't trust. God bless this guy if he takes the job. He was in the audience today, but don't you get it, BCC? And Walton County people, don't you get it? Our reputation is so bad. Nobody that's good wants to even apply to work here because it's a den of snakes. You don't know what's allowed because it's selective enforcement of everything. You've got to come in here either willing to sell your soul to the devil and go along to get along, or you're out of here. It's a bad situation in America today, and it's starting in places just like this. Wake up, Walton County. Good job, Donna. Now call them out on Sandestin. Boots, Danny, y'all look like crooks up there today. I don't care what you think. Something's wrong with it. What you should have been saying, and you too, Tony, is, Donnie, if you're willing to swear to that, we need a state investigation. Who told him that? When did he say it? Let's put everybody under oath. What the hell is going on in Walton County that everybody's who has a key job that might spill the beans, they've got to control who gets that job. You can't succeed if you're not willing to admit your mistakes. And that's the way it was. Like I say, you can't make this shit up on the Alan Osborne show. April 26th. And that was a shit show yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. And we, the citizens of Walton County and Americans, should be pissed at this kind of government that's going down from DC to the county seat. Y'all keep them straight out there because they can't keep themselves straight. You hear? See you next time.